Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
Get your Take Your Power Back membership today at IamChellsX.com. We got basic memberships, on-demand memberships, memberships with classes, and life coaching memberships. IamChellsX.com. As for today's topic, love. Is it enough to make it last? Let's go. Mr. Rain, what's happening? How you feeling?
Take your power back, baby.
Take your power back memberships are in effect, Ms. Durain. I got all kinds of memberships for you people. How you feeling today?
All right. Good.
Good.
I'm off early. I'm off earlier than yesterday.
Oh, you like when you get off early?
Oh my God. Yeah. Mondays is Monday.
Is today Monday?
No, yesterday was Monday.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
I'm saying, when you said, do you like getting off early? Yeah, because on Mondays, it's like, our phones don't stop.
Oh, that's because them people be done struggled through the weekend and they need to talk to you, Ms. Durain.
Yeah, they don't stop, Shells. I'll be like,
Ms. Durain, I heard that you were on live arguing with somebody, but you were doing a really good job of maintaining your centeredness, your peace.
I don't argue, Shell.
Okay, we can call it a debate or discussion.
She was very disrespectful.
So I heard.
She was very disrespectful, and I didn't even disrespect her. I didn't know where she was coming from. But I know that certain people, and I know how they roll. But I don't. She's been with me, seeing me, and she know I don't roll that way. So I don't know what she was trying to. She drinks a little bit. Maybe she was a little drunk. So she just had to get, just a little smooth. Girl, don't you ever come at me like that again. One of them.
I feel you. Real quick, Sweet Liz, I hope you feel better. I see you say you had surgery on Friday. The past 3 days you thought it was Friday. So you've been stuck. You stuck in the past, but that's okay. We hope you feel better and heal up soon. Yeah. Well, I heard you did a really good job. So good job, Mr. Rain. Good job. I said, y'all know Mr. Rain.
That's how people should, all that other stuff. Boom, 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 boom. No, you shouldn't do that. Okay. I know. Don't do that. But,
I think it's difficult. Sometimes people hit you in a spot that is a pain point or a trigger, and it causes people to lose their cool, their calm, and now they're arguing. Now they're fussing, right? They triggered. But I think you do a really good job of maintaining your cool. But you got practice, because I know them customers sometimes, I'm sure they get mad at you sometimes. Or they just call, and not at you, but they might just call and just already angry at their circumstances. And you have to maintain your cool.
And I learned that. When I was at the county.
Mm-hmm.
But I had, doing certain things and being in your class. I was also talking about your class, and now I got people talking, I want to go. Why you didn't tell me that the class was going on? And what? Okay.
I run the classes.
But anyway,
hold on, real quick though. I run the same classes again if I got people who want to take the classes. They just got to sign up for the membership. It's $29.99 for the first month. If people want me to redo one of those classes, I'll happily redo them. It's fine.
Right. I mean, people don't understand the importance. Just like with your title, love is.
Is it enough?
Love. Is it enough?
Yeah.
I think love is enough, but what I don't think is people understand what love is.
Okay, that's a good perspective. Hold on right quick. Let me say hi. Hi, Big T.
Hi, Big T.
What you doing? You leaving the gym, Big T?
Mm-hmm.
You got your workout in for the day.
Yes, I did.
Okay, well that's good. I'm proud of you.
That workout.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna talk to Mr. Rain about whether or not love is enough, and then we're gonna come to you.
So that's my I don't think people really know what love is. I don't think they know what it is. I don't think they know what it looks like. I think we have an imaginary love. I think we have an imaginary perspective of what we think love is. I think we think that love is what we seen maybe in growing up, what we seen couples do as far as love, but have we took time out to understand what it means to love? And I don't think that a lot of people have took time out when you think about when God said, love the Lord, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's just talking about your heart to me. Is your heart pure enough to have love in it? Mm-hmm. Love for somebody else. Do you have, if you have love for your wife, or you have love for your girlfriend, you're not going to want to do things to hurt them. Mm-hmm. When I see people hurt people, or how could you love me and you calling me out my name? How could you love me if you raise your hand to me? Right. That don't look like love. That might be what you thought it was, because you've heard women say, well, he beat me. I feel like he loved me. That's not what love is. That is not, no, you got the wrong perspective of what love is. It's your love looking like, I don't want to be alone, so I'm going to, Echo, turn off the alarm. So I'm going to get myself involved with this because I think that looks like what I want. No, that's what you want, but that don't look like what love is. Mm. That's not love. And then, when you talk about, communication, if you love your wife, you should talk with your wife. You don't talk to your wife. You don't talk at your wife. If you love your children, let's sit down and we're going to talk together. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's a with thing because we in this together. Right. Why? Because we love one another. And this is what love looks like. We should never be in a debate or argument where you're the one that's got the voice of a lion. I don't have that voice. Lil don't have that voice. I've heard Lil talk. She don't have a roaring lion voice. She don't. Not that. I bet you your roar outroar her roar.
When you get down to the get down, yeah.
Yeah, your roar, that lion, it rises up and it comes out of your vocal cord. But that is to be used to protect what you love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody that say I love you, should you be roaring at me, you roar at the enemy. Don't roar at me, and I shouldn't roar at you. But all of this comes to me, Shells, it comes along with maturing. Uh-huh. And I think we jump into stuff immaturely.
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes we think we know what things are in our minds and in theory, but experience is the best teacher. And so I think you really learn what love is through experience as opposed to even just seeing it. Like, I was talking to my sister last night while I was on my way to work, and we weren't talking about love, but we were just talking about the idea of having to experience something in order to know what it is. And I always use the example of the roller coaster. Like, I can explain to you what it feels like to ride a roller coaster, but you're not going to know what that drop feels like until you get on that roller coaster and you get to the top of that drop and that joint and your stomach ends up in your forehead. And you're like, oh, so that's what the drop feels like. So I think that I do think we have an innate understanding of like love, like a baseline understanding of when something is good for us, but you don't really know what to do with it or how to mold it the way it has to be molded until you go through those like experiences and you like, ooh, like forgiveness is a part of love. And that's one of the most difficult things to do, right? but because you love someone because you have this deep affinity for them, and then they hurt you. And if you want to continue loving them, right, you have to love them through the crust. Like Chris Rock said, you can't just love the white part of the bread. You gotta love the crust. You gotta love the whole thing. Let's see what's up with Big T. Big T, what's happening?
Nothing.
Something going on. Don't tell me nothing. Something always happening. What's up, Big T? What's good? How you feeling today?
Today was a good day.
Today was a good day. Today is a good day. Not was. The day not over.
Yeah.
It ain't over yet.
Today is a good day. I woke up happy this morning.
You woke up
You
happy.
look good, Big T. You look good.
Thank you, G. I had to do some soul searching about a crime again. But I come to this conclusion where you don't give a damn about me, I don't give a damn about you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're having a good day, Big T.
I wanted to jump in yesterday about take your power back.
Okay. What you got? Okay. What you got on that for me, Big T?
I had to take my power back, making myself happy again.
Making yourself what?
Happy again.
Okay.
Being happy.
Okay.
Not letting nobody hurt me anymore. Last week was a very rough week for me. And I decided, well, it's going to be like this year. I haven't smiled in a long time for me. I always smile for everybody else. But it was time for me to start smiling for me. And for me to live my life and not live for others' life. So, in the meantime, I woke up this morning and I was very happy.
I'm happy for you, Big T. You know, exercise is. As a matter of fact, I did a reel today. Libby wanted to. I didn't walk today. My walk that you saw, that's from another day. But Libby wanted to go to the playground. It's all good. But while we were at the playground, me and Libby did a reel, and I actually did a reel on how exercise is like one of the most simplest and effective ways to improve your mood. So I'm glad that you woke up in a good mood and you went and got your exercise, so you staying in a good mood. And it sounds like you're gonna start setting some really good boundaries and not letting people hurt you as much. So that's good.
Well, you know, I had a talk with my oldest daughter this morning, and she kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of things. And she was like, put the past in the past, let it stay that way, go on with your life, do the things that you want to do the things that you enjoy doing, and keep trucking. So I sat down this morning and I really, you know, I've been really writing about things to do.
Thanks to me.
You know, that book I opened.
Oh, you're welcome.
That book I opened up, I have never known that I could sit down and write that much. So I have really been doing a lot of writing lately. You know, the way I feel, my thoughts and everything. So, but the conversation that I did have with my oldest daughter really made a lot of sense. And I took that advice that she gave me. And I'm going with it.
Okay, well, I'm happy for you, Big T. I'm proud of you. We all pulling for you here. Take your power back, community. So,
everybody.
So, do you want to talk about the topic for today, or did you just want to hit on yesterday's topic since you missed it?
No, I really did want to hit on yesterday's topic.
Okay.
Because I really wanted to come in, but I came in and I dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that. Really. I just need to be happy, really. Really, really, really.
Okay. All right. So, well, that's fine. You don't have to touch on the topic. I don't make anybody talk about anything they don't want to. But you can sit right there for a second while I tell the people about the Take Your Power Back memberships. And then if you want to slide off, you're more than welcome. So, Take Your Power Back memberships are here. So, this is the last week that I will be predominantly live on Instagram. We're going to do something a little bit better. We're going to move everything over to Zoom. And you're going to need to Take Your Power Back membership to join the conversation. Okay?
Okay.
So we have two different sets of tiers. You have your life coaching tiers, right? Those with one-on-one coaching. And then you have your basic Take Your Power Back membership tiers. The first tier is the Mars Mindset tier. The first month is $1. Every month after that is $4.99. Just like the Patreon, just like my Instagram subscription. That's going to give you access to watch all the replays of my shows on demand. You can go watch them, do whatever you want to do with them, all of that good stuff. That's the Mars Mindset tier. The next tier is called the Powerful tier. Y'all know the tiers are in alignment with the things that I have on my shirts, right? So you got the Mars mindset, that's to watch the replays. The powerful tier is to be able to be a part of the discussion, like you and Mr. Rain and Dr. Hawk and Julie and everyone does now. That's the first month is $2.99. After that, it's $9.99 a month. Every tier, you get the tier up under it. So with the powerful tier, you're gonna get to be a part of the conversation. You get the conversations that we have here, the little tidbits of information I give you. You get to ask questions, be a part of it, and all of that good stuff. That's $9.99 a month. The first month is $2.99, and you get to watch the replays. The third tier under the basic memberships, right, is called Divinely Unique. Divinely Unique. That's the Divinely Unique tier. What you're gonna get with that is everything in the first two tiers. You're gonna be in the lives. You're gonna be able to watch the replays. But every time I do a live class, you're gonna be able to attend that live class. Even if you can't attend that live class, you're gonna be able to go to the members area and watch the replay of that live class. I've already conducted 3 classes: deeper listening, effective communication, and emotions allowed. So if you sign up for the Divinely Unique plan, you're going to automatically get those 3 classes. You're going to be able to watch them. I was just telling Ms. Durain that if enough people want me to reteach those classes live, or we can do like a Q&A, a 2-hour Q&A where we talk about the things in that class, I'm down for that too. That one, the first month is $29.99. After that, it's $39.99 a month. The classes run about $90 a piece. So now you can get all the classes for $40 a month. So that's the Divinely Unique. Get you into the classes, get you onto the lives, get you the replays of everything it is that you want to see.
Question.
Answer.
How do you take payments on that though?
Oh, you just go to my website, go to iamchalesx.com, and you click on whichever tier it is you want, and I take credit cards. I got a Stripe account. It operates through Stripe.
Okay.
Yes, Sabrina, the prices are listed on my website. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all real quick what my web page looks like. It's gonna look a little different on your phone. I know most people gonna go from their phone. If y'all give me 1 second, I'll show you. Ms. Duran, you say don't show them?
No, I'm from my computer.
All right, hold on right quick. Hold on. I'll show y'all right quick so that y'all can see what it is, what it looks like on the computer website, and then you can look at it for yourself on the phone. So this is my website. You come here, iamchalesx.com. You got a big picture of me looking up to the sky. And you scroll down, this the home page, right? So you can see you got your Mars Mindset tier. It's $1 for the first month, $4.99 a month after that. You got your Powerful tier. First month, $2.99, $9.99 a month. And it gives you an explanation as to what you're getting access to. And then this is your Divinely Unique tier, where you get unlimited access to live classes and class replays, plus unlimited access to daily live discussions, unlimited on-demand replays of the Mars Mindset, and Freestyle Friday. Now, real quick, and I'll explain this again later, the life coaching membership tiers give you all of these. It gives you everything here, but you get your one-on-one coaching with me based on the different times and amounts of times you would like to see me per month. So you could get your 30-minute tier, your 1-hour tier, or your 2 1-hour sessions per month.
So it's strictly through a Visa credit card?
Yeah, it's through Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. But I mean, you use your debit card.
I can use my debit card?
Yeah, you got a Visa card. I mean, you got like a regular, like a bank card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk you through it, Big T. But yeah, I take the major credit cards. So everything for the first month, your first month, it's a discount on everything. So regardless of what tier you want, make sure you figure out which tier it is you want. You're gonna get a discounted price for the first month. If you're looking for a one-on-one session, when you purchase, it's gonna allow you to schedule your sessions however you want to schedule them. So be on the lookout for that.
So the Divine session is the best one to take?
Do you want one-on-one coaching?
With you? Yeah.
Oh, you want one-on-one coaching with me? Okay. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, then you want to get one of the one-on-one tiers. But if you wanted to kind of see what was up first, you would go with the Divinely Unique tier, because you want to be in the classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until you're ready for actual one-on-one, but if you want to be a part of it, go with the Divinely Unique tier. That's going to get you access to the classes I already did. It's going to get you access to the class that I'm going to do next month on patience, right? And you'll have access to everything else. And then when you're ready for a one-on-one, You could just upgrade to the life coaching tier, and you'll still be able to have everything else that you had under the divinely unique tier.
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
Okay.
Make sense?
It does.
Okay, good. So I appreciate you, Big T, Noonie Big T.
Okay, well, wait. See, we got to get this together right quick. What you going to call me?
Noonie. I said Noonie Big T.
Oh, that's what you're going to call me? I thought you were just going to call me Noonie.
I like both of them.
You like both of them?
Yeah, I like both of
I'll
them.
deal with that.
Does anybody call you Noonie Big T? Do they call you the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. No, they call me Noonie.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call you Noonie Big T.
Add it on to. I got you. That's good. Well, I'm gonna head on out of here, so I gotta start driving, and I don't like on the phone while driving. So
Okay.
I might catch you later on, I might not catch you later on, but I will definitely see you later. And Mr. Rain, you have a pleasant evening. And I will be
Love
back.
you.
All right, Noonie Big T. Bye.
Keep
Take your power
smiling.
back. Good job today.
I will promise.
All right, later. So Keisha asked a question. Keisha said, so this is outside the membership you got with the September class. So the people who took the classes in September, y'all are still going to have access to the classes that y'all took. So I just kept y'all in a particular membership setting so that y'all will still have access to those classes. Like let's say, because Ms. Durain is a bundle member, so she purchased access to all 3 of the classes I did in September. When Ms. Durain signs up for her membership, Ms. Durain is going to essentially kind of have access to 2 memberships. It won't look like it, right? But let's say Ms. Durain signed up for the Divinely Unique membership and she had access to the other classes. And then for whatever reason down the line, Ms. Durain decided, I don't want to do the Divinely Unique. I don't need the classes. I just want to be a part of the lives. So what would happen is Ms. Durain would lose access to the classes under the Divinely Unique membership, but she would still have access to the original 3 classes that she took. And it's because the people who took those classes at first, y'all fall kind of under a different program than everybody else. So y'all are always going to have access to, at minimum, those 3 classes. Once you sign up for the Divinely Unique, the class membership, you're going to have access to all the other classes as well. So hopefully that answers the question.
So if I sign up for the Divinely Unique, do that get me into, like you say, you're not going to be on IG no more, we going over there. To get over there, you have to, that's a different membership.
So what's going to happen is, so let me answer this question right quick. Is it canceled? Yes, you can cancel anytime. It's no contract. If you do cancel because your month is paid up, then you'll have access for the next month. And then after that, you'll lose access. So it's no contracts. It's no contracts, none of that. But like I said, if you do cancel, you'll have access for however long you paid for. So if you paid for that 1 month, you'll still have access for that month. And then at the end of that month, you won't be able to access what you had access to. Now, what were you trying to figure out, Ms. Durain? What you asking me?
So we're gonna start being over there on YouTube.
We're gonna be on Zoom.
But Zoom. Yeah. So to be on Zoom, it's a cost.
Yeah, it's gonna be $2.99 for the first month and $9.99 per month after the first month.
So if somebody don't want to be in no classes, all they got to do is pay $9.99 and they could come over on Zoom with us.
You come over on Zoom with us, right? And also, if you didn't want a membership at all, and because what's going to happen is, let me just answer this first. If you didn't want a membership at all, but you wanted to join a live, right? It's $1.09 1-day pass.
Oh.
So if I was we just on the Zoom, because I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna play out. Y'all know how when we do Freestyle Friday, I have the Zoom up, but I also have the Instagram up. Right? I'm gonna have the Instagram up, but I'm not gonna leave the audio on the Instagram the whole time. The audio is gonna come in, I'm gonna mute it and all of that good stuff. And in that way, if people from the Instagram want to come over to the Zoom, but they don't want a membership, go to IamChellsX.com, buy your 1-day pass. You're going to get an email with the Zoom link, and then you could meet us on Zoom just for that day. That's $109. If you want Freestyle Friday is a 1-day. The 1-day pass for the Freestyle Friday is $399. So the Mars Mindset during the week, if you don't want a membership, cool with me. But you want to be a part of the conversation, that's cool with me too. $109, 1-day pass. You get into that one show, you chop it up with us, and you're going about your business.
You mean $1.09?
Yeah, $109, $1.09, 1.09.
Got it.
Per show. So if you want to get in,
Look, because that sounds like $100.
Oh no, not what? Not $1.09. So it's $1.09 for the Mars Mindset 1-day pass. It's $3.99 for the Freestyle Friday 1-day pass. Make sense?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So if you have any questions,
if it ain't making sense, I hit you.
Yeah, I know. I got you. I think it's pretty simple. I think I did a good job. Man, let me stop saying I think. I did a good job of laying out the pricing and explaining what it is that you get. So if anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to come on the live and ask me, put it in the chat and ask me, shoot me a DM. And I'm looking for more one-on-one clients at this point in time. So if you want to be a one-on-one client, you want to test it out, see what it's all about, that's cool too. And one other thing before we continue on with the conversation, if you're, let's say you're a life coaching member and you have that tier and then you decide you don't want to do the one-on-one coaching, you just want to be able to show up to the classes and the conversations, you could just cancel that membership, right? And then go and get one of the lesser tier memberships and still be able to chop it up with me, just not on a one-on-one basis. So that's what we're doing. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds fine.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, Mr. Rain, based on your answer. And if anybody else wants to join the live, just send a request. You're more than welcome to come up here and ask us questions or ask me about the Take Your Power Back memberships. That's starting October the 2nd. Monday to October the 2nd, the Take Your Power Back memberships go into full effect. I got my first member, right? So you can be a member now, but it's going to officially go into effect on October the 2nd. So, Mr. Rain, you were talking about what love isn't. How would you describe what love is? What adjectives or verbs or nouns would you attribute to actually being love?
Compassion.
I'm going to write these down, okay? Compassion, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Compassion. Calmness. I'm putting my schedule in. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking too.
Okay, well you keep going. Respect. Sabrina said respect.
Yes, respect.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Loyalty. Somebody said loyalty. Courtesy.
Yes. Consideration. Be considerate.
I got you.
Yeah, considerate.
What about forgiveness?
Oh, that's a big one.
That's the big one, right?
Put that on the list. Yes.
Forgiveness. Somebody else. Hold on one second. So Mimi said kindness. I got you. The person above Mimi, I got you. I see you. Juanita Will said trustworthy.
Yes.
Somebody else said honesty.
Honesty.
Lil said reciprocity. Reciprocity. What up, J-Bone? Hold on. Somebody else said, Sabrina said empathy. I'm trying to get all y'all.
Well, let me look.
Kayla said honesty. I got honesty. Passport. What the hell is it? Why are you coming in my laptop? What is it? 304? Yeah.
Please ignore him. He would go somewhere else. Passport.
What is he talking about?
Line. We're not on it. Loyalty.
Okay. Understanding. We don't have that yet. That's a good one, Passport. Understanding. You know what, Mr. Rain? Understanding is one that I think is very difficult for people. Right?
Understanding each other, because people got too much ahead of the game, Shell. I'm telling you. You hear people, I've heard so many people say, don't nobody marry for love no more.
So,
if you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think people always do what they do for love. I just think people may marry for love of something else other than the actual person or the marriage, right? Like, okay, let's say you have someone who marries someone because that person is financially stable, they're wealthy. Well, you're still marrying for love. You're just not marrying them because you love them. You're marrying them because you love their money or what their money can do for you. So maybe the question becomes, what do you love? Right? Because what you love dictates the way in which you move, the way in which you act. We all love something. It's impossible to not love.
I love your pockets, but I don't love you.
Right. Well, that's not right. Right. That's not good. That's not good enough.
But eventually, you're gonna pick up "I love your pockets," and then you're gonna what needs to be shown is without any material. How I feel about the person.
I agree with you, Ms. Durain. I think that we have a difficult time accepting people, like, because I think Chicken said understanding, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think we find it very difficult to actually make an attempt, because understanding takes time. It takes effort. It takes effort to actually understand someone, because you have to take the time to empathize with the negative parts of who they are, and actually understand why they are the way that they are, and love them in spite of that. Like, your love for them has to be transcendent of your dislikes for them. That's pretty deep. Your love for someone has to be transcendent of your dislikes about them. And that's where the understanding part comes in. But I think that we have a tendency to use people, right, for what's beneficial for us, not necessarily because they just deserve to be loved. You think about how we love our kids. Some of us got good kids, and Dr. Hawk don't like this, and some of us got bad kids, right? And some of us got both. But we love them. Our love for them is transcendent, right? Like, it's so easy to forgive your kids. You disagree, Ms. Durain? You do disagree?
Yeah, I don't think people. I know some people that's like,
But I mean, what I'm saying is, do you think it's innate in humans for us to love our children? I'm not talking about the exception. I'm talking about the rule. Like, I think most people have like a transcendent type of love for their kids. So where, like, if your child did something that was going to send them to jail for life, you don't really necessarily want them to go to jail.
You don't.
Right.
But you don't, because I think more about what you think people gonna think about you.
Oh, so you think that, okay, that's a good point, Ms. Durain. I like that. I like that. You're saying that you think it may be that your desire for your child to not suffer a punishment they deserve is more so your ego saying, I don't want people to look at me and think that I'm a bad parent, as opposed to the outcomes of the actual child. Yeah, I think that's a very good point, Ms. Durain. I think that plays a role too. I still think it's innate, but I think that's a really good point.
And I'm gonna say, because I had a point. Okay. When young people get out here in this world and they do things, they think they are in the world. I'm living my life. They separate themselves. When they get grown or old enough to get out there in the streets, they really separate themselves. They don't even think about my mom, my dad. I really don't think they think about that. When it comes to, I used to tell my daughter and them, y'all ain't in the world by yourself. We may not be with y'all wherever you go when you get grown, even when you take the car and you go. But whatever you do, it can come back on us. I had a friend that his brother joined the Black Mafia.
Okay.
He wanted out. He tried to blow up. Him and his boy tried to blow up the big dog's house. They got caught up in the house and they got burnt. But they ended up in Akron Hospital, Akron Burn Center. But they disappeared because they knew what was going to happen to them. Once they got a little better, them two escaped. Akron Burn Center. They couldn't find them. So they got his brother who came. They waited. They got James when he came home from college. He was dating. He was going to take his girl on a date. And somehow or another, they got hold of his brother. They created tapes. They made his parents think that the boy was alive. They had long killed him. And how they killed him was they tied him to a car and ripped him apart. This boy had he in college. He living his life. He trying to get his degree so he could.
Hold on. He didn't have anything to do with it?
Nothing.
He just collateral. They used him as collateral.
Because of your brother.
Wow.
You see? Because of your brother. Because of him, he has to live with the fact that you got your brother murdered. And he don't probably even know why. Why was I kidnapped? Why is this happening to me? James was out of town. He was in North Carolina. He was going to school. He came home just for Thanksgiving. Went that night, got in. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Da-da-da. Went to take his girl out on a date and disappeared.
Wow. And they got him because of what his brother did.
Because of what his brother did. And ripped his whole body apart by way of a car. They tied him to a car.
So you say that to talk about how our actions have an effect on other people, and that's what causes us to consider how we're going to be seen based on the actions of our kids and our family members and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a really good point, Ms. Duran. You're right, because I know when we was kids, and me and my sister, we weren't really like beggars. We didn't ask for a lot, because my father would tell you ain't getting nothing, so don't ask, right? We knew. But every time we would go somewhere, like we were going to the store, he would say, "Now don't y'all go in this store and be acting up." And he did that because he didn't want to be a reflection on him. Or if we go over somebody's house, he would like, "Now don't y'all go in here acting like y'all hungry." Even if we was hungry, like when we hungry, they got food. What are we supposed to not tell them that we hungry? And you're right, because it's that much of a reflection on your parents.
On your parents.
That's a good point.
People never think of. I'm telling you, I don't care how much it doesn't process to them. It processed to me, which is why I start telling them that. But it don't process. You can't be out there acting and telling people. You could get away, but if you the kid that you anymore today, you can find people.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
Yeah.
You can find them. So arguing with people, threatening people, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. You gotta remember, when you're having these confrontations, you got a family. You're not just in this world by yourself.
Right.
You have a family, and that's where love come in. If you love your family, you wouldn't be out here doing anything crazy.
I got a word. You just gave it to me. Sacrifice.
Oh, that's
sacrifice. Good. Yeah. Love is about sacrifice.
That's big.
Yeah, that is big. That's major. When you actually consider how your actions are going to affect someone else, even if your actions could be beneficial for you but detrimental to other people, right? That you actually care about, so you don't take that gain for yourself and you sacrifice for the greater good. That's love. Lil said, which is why I don't want my kids around certain people, because I don't want them picking up bad habits and people think it's a reflection of our parenting. And then Tommy Watson said, love for men and women mean two different things. So let me pin that for a second, because I might want to circle back around to that. Hey, Tommy Watson, 302, hang out for a second. We're going to get to your comment. But yeah, let's continue the conversation. But first, I do my own commercials. This show is brought to you by IamChellsX.com. You can get your Take Your Power Back membership today. You can be a Mars Mindset member. You can be a powerful member. You can be a divinely unique member. Or you can be a life coaching member, right? You could be an inspired to inspired member, life coaching. Limitless life coaching, or the big one is the Mountain Mover. And if you don't want none of those memberships, you just want to come hang out with us starting October the 2nd, you can go to IamChellsX.com and get your 1-day pass for the Mars Mindset during the week for $1.09. That's how Ms. Durain told me to say it. $1.09, not 109, not 109. $1, $1.0 $1.09. Or if you want to join the Freestyle Friday, it's $3.99. That's $3.99. That all starts October the 2nd, Monday to October the 2nd. Bam. I did okay, right, Ms. Durain?
Bam.
Bam.
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
Good commercial.
Take your power back. So, Keisha, what's happening? How you feeling?
Hey, Keisha.
Hey y'all, I feel great.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I like your hoodie.
Thank you.
Is that all? I see Tupac. I see Nipsey. Who else you got on there?
It's just them two.
It's just them two. I can't see. On my phone, it's on this side. I thought maybe somebody else. Okay, Keisha.
Oh,
Yeah, that joint dope.
Yeah.
It's love. Is it enough to make it last, Keisha? What do you think?
No,
No, you think no? Okay. Why not?
because love is a part of it all, or love is usually the driving force, but it's not.
Enough? It's not.
It's not enough. With love, there are other things that it takes to even cultivate the love. Love is love an emotion?
I think it can be an emotion. It can also be a verb. It can also be a noun.
Yeah.
It can be. So something that can be an emotion that can be fickle, how can it stand on that alone?
I think it depends on. We had these conversations. It always comes down to some form of subjectivity, right?
Yes.
It always comes down to some form of subjectivity, because when I thought of the topic, and I was gonna save it for next week, but I said, I'm gonna set them ablaze this week and then make them yearn for more next week. I was like, love ain't enough. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, first you would have to decide in your mind what you think love is,
I'm on that.
right? What's up, Red Titan? And all of these things that we have listed, right? Protection, compassion, calmness, respect, loyalty, trustworthiness, reciprocity, empathy, loyalty. It's a whole bunch of other ones. Sacrifice. If you are of the belief that those are all aspects of love or different ways of showing love, then I would argue that love is enough, right? But if you separate, say, compassion from love, then it's not enough. So I think it depends on how you quantify it in your mind.
Right. So like I was thinking in my head, I don't know if it's coming out right. It's like I have a bowl of love.
Mm-hmm.
And in that bowl, it's like alphabet soup. It's all of these different letters and things in it that makes this love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not taken away from the feeling that you feel for someone. But usually it'll be like, well, why do you love me? And you'll start to run off a list of the reasons why. I feel like love looks like this, two different people. And it's not just love standing on its own.
What do you mean?
That makes.
I'm not understanding.
Okay, I love him, but he disrespects me. He shows me no courtesy. He's not patient. Is that going to last long? Just because I love him?
That depends on you, right?
It does.
We know people who stay in like really bad relationships for a long time because they love someone who isn't loving towards them, right? So
Right.
and so okay, Keisha, this is interesting, right? Think about it this way, right? So we're gonna use a man and a woman, and we're gonna say the guy is the disrespectful one, right? And the woman is very loving toward this man, even though he's disrespectful. Okay, and we're gonna just set aside the idea that she has like low self-esteem or low self-confidence or something like that, so that we can make the argument just straight and to the point. Her love for him, right? Maybe a lack of love for herself, but her love for him is enough for her to stick around. So that's enough to make it last. It might not be healthy.
I think it's the thought of love, the idea of it.
Okay.
Because
I think that too.
yes, I think it's the thought and it's the idea of love that keeps you there. Why? Because you will always say it's going to change. Oh, this, because it's always conditional on the reason why, because you have this idea of what it could be and that it could be better. I truly do not, and this is my personal thoughts. Other people might think something else. I don't think it's like steadfast, I love this person. And it's like, why? Why? Because, you know, when it's good, it's good. I understand that they may do this or this, but I just love them. You love the idea of love and being in love and having love. And that's what I feel today. Now, if you would have asked me this years ago, is love enough? I would have told you yes. Definitely. For some people, it could be.
Yeah, I'm thinking of an analogy because I can argue either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the analogy that I'm coming up with, real quick, Mr. Ray, before you go, I was thinking like, okay, love is like water, right? And so water is enough to sustain life, but only for a certain amount of time, right? Like you can go 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, however long without food, but you can't go, what did it say, 2 or 3 days without water. So that makes me think that like water is the love, and then all of the other things, maybe they're separate from love, but they have to work in conjunction with it in order for in order for something to survive. Like you have to have that solid foundation. Like if we had food on earth but no water, we would all just die. Right? But if we had all water and no food, right, we would die, but the fishes would be fine. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. I'm trying to figure out. So I have a quick question. Anyone want to move on to love for men and women meaning two different things. What the hell is a 304?
What is it?
Move on.
No, I want to know, Ms. DeRay.
Something about an area, like an area code, like I think it's a chicken thing. He defunding 304s, ratchet women.
Is that my
That
What is I'm gonna look it up right quick. What is a 304?
Jophia?
Oh, okay, I got it. So
what is it?
it says 304 as a slang term. 304 is used as an alternative to the word HOE. Oh, there we go.
They put it in.
Yeah, they put it in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
All right, you learn something new every day.
when he came in the room,
Well, Joe Fiel just used it too. So now I'm like, I know it's a chicken thing, right? And so like, chicken comes in, he says what he says, and then he like scurries out. So, but when Joe Fiel used it, yeah, thanks Ben Reddy, thanks Kurt, thanks Dr. Hulk, and somebody else put it in there too, Mimi. Yeah, Tay Rob. So how did we not know? Like, are we not the cool kids? Are we not the cool kids? We didn't know what a 304 was.
Dr. Hawk said, remember beeper language. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but I know what 143 is. I love you. 911 means emergency. I didn't know what 304.
I didn't know 143 mean what? I love you.
Yes. You ain't listen to Music Soul Child?
Okay, somebody else wants to come up and talk to us. Oh, Ben Reddy want to come talk to us. Let's see what Ben Reddy talking about. So
let me
go ahead.
say this. Can I?
Yeah.
I feel like love is a foundation.
Okay.
That it's a building. It's a building.
Mm-hmm.
And you love the way you was raised could look different from love the way I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
But we were loved. And now what I have to do is take what was the foundation, and I have to keep building on it. And it's got to be inside of you. It's not an outside thing. It's not in Keisha if I don't have it in me to love me. I got to have it in me. I can't love Keisha more than I love myself. I can't love a husband or a man or even my children if I don't love myself. What's in me? So you see a lot of hurt going on because so many people, and we sometimes you can see them, and sometimes because they're adults. That's why I used to say, and I think I said it here, I wanted to talk to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to understand and look in his eyes. I wanted to understand who didn't see you when you was a child. You were just pushed over. Who didn't pay you? Go outside. Get out the house. Or some kids just go out the house. They wake up, their parents don't even know where they at. They just gone. And they gone till all day. They don't care. So you don't know what love, I'm going to find something. Well, who's telling me that that's not what you do? Well, it makes me happy, so I'm going to kill animals. I'm going to just scalp them, and I'm going to dig holes, and because you're trying to find that something, because I don't know, nobody loved me, nobody hugged me, nobody said I love you, nobody cooked me meals, nobody made me look nice, nobody took care of my hair, nobody took care of my shoes. I got talked about at school because, you stink. Well, they look nice. Well, is they more loved or are they more precious than I am? So we need people in this world that if you know what it looked like, why can't you let this out of you enough where you can show somebody, I see your pain. I know. For example,
He did.
My neighbor, been knowing him for over 13 years. He told me his story, and I seen his pain. Very nice looking guy. Can get women like, boom. See women up over there all the time. But he got to a place in his life, and he just called me last night. He was like, telling me, dang, I found my way. I said, well, what did you find your way to? Because he didn't, used to be over there, with the Quran and all these this and all that. He said, I found my way to Christ. And he started talking about, and I knew his story. I knew that he was a guy that when you were 17, you went from one state to another, and you went on your mother's birthday, and you were 17, and she turned 42, and her birthday gift to you was suicide. When you got to the house, that's what you found. She was dead. Your father, suicide. Your oldest brother, he left, turned 18, went to the military, went to the Marines, taking all his anger, taking all his pain, no love. Where is it? What do it look like? But now he found it in him.
In itself.
He found it in his. He said, Miss Lamb, you see me with the girls. How could I love somebody if I love myself?
Right.
I didn't know what it looked like. So he found it within himself, and he said, I'm not even ready yet to even be. I'm just now I'm excited just to find out I don't have to do that.
Right.
I want to be with me.
Right. Got you. let's go to Keisha. You got something real quick, or should I go to Ben Ready?
You said Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm studying him right now. Like had my laptop doing the homework because that's what we're studying in sociology class. So it was crazy that that's the person that you use. And then I saw Paul God said that he dealt with abandonment issues, which was true. So I'm going to share my research with you later on when I'm finished, since you're intrigued by like what was going on with him. But that was it. But I put in the comments individuality, and I'll get back onto that. But I think that fits into something that Mr. Rain was saying. But I want Ben Ready to go because he's been waiting.
All right, so let's go. So, Ms. Durain, you got anything in close? Because I want to bring Mimi up, and then I got to bring Pod God up too. I appreciate you, Ms. Durain. Hashi Tashi. Take your power back. Peace out.
Love you. D.
Love
Ben,
you.
Ben Ready, Kirk, what's good, man?
Yeah, what's going on?
How you feeling, man? What's been going on with you? You breaking up a little? Is he breaking up to you, Keisha? Yeah, you broke up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's good? How you feeling today, brother?
Oh, I'm all right.
Good. So the question is, love, is it enough to make it last?
You asking me?
Yeah. What's your opinion?
No, it isn't.
Why not?
Love, it's because I look at love as what you can do for a person, right? And we talked about this once before, right? And I feel like if you can't do something for a person, then how could you love them?
So I understand that perspective, right? I think that that's what occurs early on. I think that true love is developed over time. And I think that what happens is that over time, you get to a point where your love for a person isn't about what they can do for you. It's just like, for real, like when you get to a point in love where if someone were to ask you, why do you love me? The answer is simple. It's just because I do, right? I just do. I love you. And that's just what it is. It's not because you're great at all these other things and you do this to me and it feels good, or, you know, we've been through all of this together. At some point, it's just, I just love you because I do. And because I love you, I'm willing to do things for you that may not necessarily benefit me. And outside of the fact that whether or not you can do something that benefits me or doesn't benefit me, I'm going to do what's right for you and by you simply because I love you. And it's not this, it's deep, but it's really simplistic. So I do agree with you, Ben Ready, in large part that early on, the early manifestations of love, if that's what we're going to call it, are very conditional and very based on superficial things. But as you begin to walk with a person or a group of people, right? Because we talk about it in terms of intimate love, but it could just be a community, a group of people. It could be a siblingship or whatever, to a point where what they can do for you just kind of becomes non-existent or super irrelevant, and you just love them because you just love them, and you couldn't not love them. It gets to a point where you can't not love them. You could be like, I don't like you, but my love for you is just there. So that's kind of what I think it is. Does that make sense?
No, not to me. Because the reason why I say that, right, is because love, like I said, in my opinion, is what you can do for a person, right? Mm-hmm. So what you can do for a person, then that means people start developing feelings for each other, right? Mm-hmm. So just like you can fall in love, you can fall out of love for X amount of different reasons. So you can love that person one day and then tomorrow you don't. Married couples, boyfriend, girlfriend couples do it all the time.
So I think I understand what you're saying. And my mind's initial response was, well, then that's not really love, right? And I got you, Mimi. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I also believe that love has degrees. Love exists on a spectrum. There's a depth to love. Like the beginning of the beach the water is very shallow, but it's the ocean, right? And then you go out X amount of yards or football fields or miles out, and it's the same ocean, but it's just deeper. And so that's kind of how I see it. So let's go to Mimi, and then Keisha has something too. Mimi, what you got?
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
First, I wanted to explain really quickly the HOE, the 304 thing. It's calculator language. If you turn a calculator upside down, if you put 304, if you turn the calculator upside down, it's going to.
Oh, there you right.
80085 is boobs.
Boobless, yeah. 553780008 Boobless, yeah, gotcha.
All that juvenile nonsense.
Okay, gotcha.
I just wanted to clear that up because y'all weren't getting that part. Now, as for what Ben Reddy said, I agree to a certain point, Chels, but I agree with you more about the depth. I think what Ben Reddy is speaking about applies definitely when you're talking about romantic love, about what somebody can do for you. But if you think about the love you have for your child, a child can do absolutely nothing for you, right? But you love that child more than you love anything in this world. And I think after a while, when you build a relationship the correct way, whatever correct looks like, I think your love starts to become more like the love you have for a family member or a child who may not be able to do a darn thing for you, who doesn't do anything for you, but your love has gotten that deep for that person. So I think that's the difference. So I agree with him, but only to a certain extent. I just wanted to say that, because if you think all love is what someone can do for you, what about children?
I was just talking about relationships. I wasn't talking about kids.
Right. That's what I said. I said that what you said applies definitely to romantic love, relationship love, but Chels also mentioned all the different forms of love.
So let me ask y'all this. Because I understand what Ben Reddy's saying. Like, I agree with it. I agree with it in portion, right? And to a point. But I think that even with intimate love, as you go deeper into it with somebody, you get to a point where it becomes unconditional, right? And then you're not concerned, because you think about like if you think about intimate love, like, I know this doesn't happen as much nowadays, but like back in the day, like, people would fall in love when they were in high school and be with each other until they were 80, right? Yes. That means that penises stopped working, vagina stopped working, arms started working, people were getting dementia, getting all types of diseases. And you saw people do right by someone who wasn't even the same person, right, from a personality standpoint, that they fell in love with early on. They just developed a certain depth of love for that person to the point where even if this person can't feed themselves, they can't wipe, the feces off their butt, they can't do any of these things, and you still are there. To me, that's when you get down to the true unconditional love. I do think it takes time. I don't think that it's something that happens instantly. I think it's something that you have to be willing to work towards. And I also think it's something that can just happen because you're caught up in daily life. And before you know it, you're like, like I said, why do you love me? I just love you. I love you because I do at this point. I don't have a reason anymore.
All the reasons kind of meld together, right?
Right.
All the reasons become just what it is. It's just because I love you. Now, I do think that there are all kinds of different things that play into it. That one of the things I joined to say mainly was it's a really hard topic because it is so subjective. Yes. What love is to me is not going to be what love is to another person. And that person that said love for men and women are different, love for every person is different. And not all men are going to see love the same way. Not all women see love the same way. Individuals are going to see love individually. So there's a lot of things that play into what love looks like for people. For some people, love looks like obligation. I'm staying because I made this commitment and I'm obligated. For some people, obligation has nothing to do with it. I'm only gonna be here as long as I want to be here. But that doesn't like I look at love like this. It's hard to say whether or not a person loves someone, right? There are women out here getting their behinds beat every day, but they love their partner.
Right.
And they love them enough to stay and take it.
Right.
There are people out here getting cheated on, but they love their partner so much that now is it a functional love? That's a different question.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very much dysfunctional, but for them, that's love. And there's no one out there who can say it's not.
That it's not.
That's love for them.
Church.
And we can't say that it's not. So it's really hard to have that conversation without at least putting that in the air. Now, like you said, Charles, we can talk about the main, not the exception, right? We can talk about the rule, not the exception, but we at least have to put that exception out there because it's such a big part of it. The individuality is a huge part of it.
Right. I agree.
Now, with me, with that just being said, I think that's a delusional love.
I understand that.
I mean, well, I don't think anyone's arguing that love can't be delusional. Love can be dysfunctional.
Right. That's what I'm
Love can be toxic, and it's because love is subjective. Because love is subjective, and so I mean, you know, like we just spent a year having a bunch of different conversations about a bunch of different things. We could spend the next year having a conversation 5 days a week on the different types of love, right? We could pick one. We could put 250 pieces of paper in a hat and write it down and pick one out. This is the love we're discussing today. And because, like Mimi said, because it's so subjective, you're not allowed to decide whether or not if what someone is experiencing is actually love. We will argue that it's bad for you, right? That it's dysfunctional, or that we'll argue that it's great for you. You should keep doing it. But that doesn't change what that person is experiencing. And I mean, you go deeper into it from a psychological standpoint. Why are they experiencing love in that way? Right? They could be experiencing dysfunctional love in that way because they grew up in a dysfunctional household, and that's their interpretation of what love is. Now, you or I may say, well, that's not love, but that's from our perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so subjective.
But all right, so with the word dysfunctional, right? If you look at the definition of dysfunctional, what would you get? What would you take from that definition of that word?
Let's look it up. Let's look it up right quick. Not operating normally or properly.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I can
Right
still
there.
quantify that. Who defines normal? Who defines proper?
The definition. The definition of the word.
Okay, let's look. So
look up the definition of normal.
yeah, so we have to go down this definition. We have to go down this definitional rabbit hole. So let's look up
That's what's gonna
normal.
get tricky.
So the definition of normal is conforming to a standard, usual, typical, or expected.
Conforming, exactly.
So it's still subjective.
It's still
So-
subjective.
So
It is.
with dysfunctional, then you would be conforming to something that's not working correctly or right or in a proper
But
manner.
it is or
But
not.
the question is, what determines proper?
Okay, hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody stop, right? Because this is the analogy.
Something that's working.
Hold on, Ben Ready. This is the point, right?
Go ahead.
A car that doesn't work properly, it's still a car. So love that doesn't work properly, it's still love.
Okay, now with that said, a car that doesn't work properly is what? Now dysfunctional. Now
That's fine, but it's still a, that's fine.
Right?
Yeah, sure. Yes, we're not disagreeing with you. We're not disagreeing with. I don't want you to misunderstand. We are not disagreeing with you, right? What we're saying is that a car that doesn't work, you would still say, hey, that's a car that doesn't work. So if you and car is just a placeholder, because sometimes it's easier to quantify outside of the conversation that we're having. What we're saying is that we agree with you that some love can be negative and dysfunctional and non-conforming and all of that stuff. What we're saying is that the same way that car is still a car, we're saying that love is still love.
True. I get it. Because it be things going wrong with that car, but you be like, I still love mine.
I love my car. I gotta get my car fixed, right? My relationship with my car is dysfunctional. I need a new engine. I need a transmission. I gotta get the brakes done. And sometimes I think about getting a new one, but I'm not going to because I love my car.
I want a new one, but then I'm like,
Okay.
And I would take it a step further, right? Not only that, Chels, you might see my car and say, that's a raggedy car. And I say, what you talking about? My car got a good engine. My car got good brakes. My car can get on 95 and take me anywhere I want to go. But when you see it, you see battered up doors, missing side mirrors, windshield. So that's my point. Just because it's raggedy to you and maybe to everybody else, in my mind, that's my baby.
Right.
And that baby does me what it does what I needed to do. So when you look at love that way, how do we decide and determine what that is for the individual?
Right.
Okay. So since y'all brought up cars, right? Normally what happens for the masses, right? When that car starts acting or looking raggedy like that, what usually happen?
They get a new one.
Okay. Same thing in a relationship.
I understand that, but my fault. Go ahead.
Usually people, not all, but a lot of people, when their partner is dysfunctional and is not acting a certain way, they usually cut ties.
And that's okay. But see, I think we're not disagreeing with you on any of that though, Ben Ready. That's not something, we're not giving you pushback on that at all. We're just saying that even people who do that, it doesn't mean that they didn't love that person. That's just the way in which they experience love. That's their way of determining how I should conduct myself within the realm of love. You or I may disagree with that, right? But that doesn't change what that person experiences. That it still is what it is.
Exactly. I feel like the love experience evolves. You might only have the perspective or experience in a certain thing, and to you, that's the best love you ever had. Until something different enters the room, and now you see how love could be better. So I cannot judge that, oh, you don't love this or this, that ain't love. Now that we're talking, my initial thought process, I still think, but it evolves and it's going to be different. And it's like Mimi said, it's not just men and women. It's not always going to be so cut and dry to be that. The way all of us, we got 2 women, 2 men, we all love different and see love differently. Absolutely. So when you say all of these things are subjective, I truly agree.
It is.
Like right now, I'm trying to narrow down a research question, and it's like, if this was a research question, I would be effed because there is no definitive thing that I can just.
But no, this is how you fix that. Since you just say for me,
right?
Yeah.
If somebody like to answer Chel's question, is love enough? For me, no.
So hold on right quick, because I have to address something.
Okay.
We have to get to a point where just because someone makes can explain a perspective, it doesn't mean they're justifying an action, right? And it's very dangerous and disingenuous to imply that. So Joe Fiel said, if you accept all forms of love, then you are technically saying pedophilia is okay. No. That's not what we're saying, right? That's not what we're saying, and we're not going to go down. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, right? Because that's a tricky rabbit hole to traverse just to try and prove a point. And that's not something that I'm willing to do. I'm not going to even entertain that. However, love is subjective, and that's not really up for debate. There are plenty of forms of toxic love, and you see it in all different forms of society. Now, I think when you talk about pure love, the purest love that we as humans ever actually see, in my opinion, is from a parent to a child, right? That's the purest form of love. Because y'all know what I do. I mean, we get people who do some bad stuff to people, and their parents are still like, I don't care. I love them, and I don't even necessarily want what's best for them. I want what I think is best for them, right? And so different people express love in different ways. Not every way that every person expresses love is justifiable or okay. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is we individualized beings, or at least from that perspective, because I don't want to get metaphysical, can't definitively say whether or not someone else actually has love for someone or something, because it's all subjective. So hopefully that clears that up, right? Dr. Hawk wants to come up, but Ben Ready, what else? Ben Ready, did I cut you off, brother?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I thought I might have cut you off. If I did, I apologize. Yeah. So.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, for me, I think I could make a really compelling argument either way. I think that maybe what we can do, maybe we'll do a week of love. Once we get to the Take Your Power Back memberships, we'll do a week of love, and we can maybe on a Friday, we'll decide which types of love we want to discuss over the next week, and we'll just start individualizing, and we could talk about what conditional love, unconditional love, toxic love, or whatever we come up with, and start delving into it, because we put this broad top. I said we like y'all did it. I put this broad topic out here, and then we trying to part and parcel it down to different things. So yeah, before we move on, Take Your Power Back memberships are coming. Go to IamCharlesX.com, get your life coaching membership, or get your basic membership. You could be all up in the class. You could be like all up in the videos, all up in the classes and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Asking questions and the Q's and A's and all of that. Or you can just watch the replays, and you can sit down with me one-on-one if you want to also. So there's that. I know I had Pod God wanted to come up, but I think he got out of here. I know Dr. Hawk wanted to come up. Let's see. Dr. Hawk is still in here. I think Pod God wrote, so I apologize to Pod God for not moving fast enough. Does anybody, well, I still got another about 40 minutes. So does anybody on the panel have anything else that they wanted to add to the Is Love Enough to Make It Last conversation?
Well, I just wanted to answer the question for myself.
Yeah.
For me, like you said, I can make an argument one way or the other, but I would look at it as if we were to say pure love could be enough, right? Perfect love could be enough, because to me, a pure love, you're going to do all the things that are going to nurture all the other things that are necessary, finances, all that stuff, because you have that love for me, you're going to want. But I think that kind of pure love is very, 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 very hard to find. And so, especially in a romantic sense. So for me, no, I don't think love alone is enough. I know people who love each other dearly and live on the street, or who love each other dearly and, live in a shelter. That's not going to be enough for me. So I'm going to need somebody that can take care of themselves and provide. And, those things matter to me too.
Mimi, you said something that sparked something in my mind. You said it's very, 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 or really, really, really difficult to find. And I think I just had an epiphany.
Oh,
it's because you can't find it. You have to create it.
Oh, very true. Well, so let me rephrase that. I think it's very, 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 very hard to find people willing to create it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, and sometimes I think the people who do find it, they do so, to give Ben Ready a really good point. I think the people who do find it, a lot of times it happens circumstantially, right? Because I think, like you take a relationship, we don't have to even make it toxic. It's just kind of ho-hum, like, we're together, whatever. And, but there's an external reason outside of the love within a relationship to stay. That could be the kids, that could be finances, different conditional reasons for why people stay. But because you have that reason, right, good or bad, you stay long enough to get to a point where your love for that person becomes transcendent of your reason. But it's kind of like accidental may be the wrong word, but it's kind of like it wasn't your unintentional, right? Unintentional is probably a better word. So yeah, I think.
And I think that goes back to that willingness, right? Because you have to be willing to fight through that ho-hum. You have to be willing to fight through the tough times where you would normally fall apart. You have to be willing to stick it out. And I think that's where, like with Ben Ready, what he said is, I think when things get difficult, people tend to fall apart instead of pull together. And I think that's what's hard to find, is those kind of people that are willing to stick through all of it. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not sure, even to myself. I think I question myself on what would be the thing that would make me fall apart, because there are some things, you know what I mean? There are some things like I look at it like this. You go get hooked on drugs and I try to help you and you're not taking help. Am I going to stay with you through drug addiction? Am I going to stay with you through infidelity? Am I going to stay? Right now, I can't see that. And I can't see that. So how does it might take too long for it to get to that space for some people. And I question it from one of them. That's why I don't judge, people who stick it out. Because I've seen elderly people be like, girl, he got a whole nother family across town, but he stayed with me. We worked it out and we the happiest we ever been.
But Mimi, I think that's the point. I think that's where Ben Ready has a really valid perspective. Whereas if you were to sit down with that person, there's a really, really, there's a really, 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 really good chance that person's going to tell you some conditional reason as to why they stayed, right?
Love is conditional.
Right.
Believe romantic love is conditional until it's not.
Right?
Which is what we were talking about.
Right.
It's conditional until you get to a point where you love enough that those conditions no longer matter. And it is whether or not people are willing to stick it out long enough, or if sticking it out works. Like it is. That's one of those hard questions that I would say if we had the answer to, we'd all be millionaires.
Oh man, I'm gonna find the answer.
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
All right, Ben Ready. I got to bring Pod God up. What you got in closing for me, my brother?
About the love thing, I just think most people love under conditions. And I don't think most people or couples live like... who was that? Chris Rock said, a lot of men or most men love unconditionally and women love under conditions. I'm one of them people that live under conditions, because if I don't like a certain thing, I'm going to hit the highway.
Okay, I got you. I appreciate you, my brother. Just to give you a heads up, start next week. If you want to join, you're going to either take your Power Back membership, or if that's too much for you, you can get you a 1-day pass. But you're more than welcome to continue joining us, because I like talking to you. All right.
I appreciate y'all.
All right, yo. Be good. Peace out.
But no, Mimi, that has been a lingering question for me. It's like I see relationships where they stuck in there through different things, and then I see people who left that they should have.
I got to cook. You gotta let me cook on this.
All right, hold on. Let her finish. Let Keisha finish, and then I'll let you go.
It's like, where do you find the balance of how long do I stay versus getting out because it's too much?
And I think that's so individual, right? Yeah. What I can take might not be what the next person can take, and vice versa. So that's why I keep going back to and keep saying it's so individualized. It really, really is subjective.
It is.
I got another word. And because we're talking about endurance, right? To make it last, tolerance, right? You're gonna have to be able to tolerate. You have to be able to tolerate somebody, and the crazy thing is, you don't get to just tolerate them for who they are right now. You're gonna have to tolerate them for who they become later on, and that may be someone that you don't like. If we're just talking about making it last, we're not talking about whether it's great, right, or like Ben Ready was saying, it might be dysfunctional. If you're gonna make it last, you're gonna have to be very tolerant of people and their actions. So,
okay, please don't let me forget, because let Paul God go, but don't let me forget on the art of it getting unconditional and how it gets to that point, because I wanted to say something on that, and I just don't want to forget that's what I wanted to say.
All right, you gonna remember it?
Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
me being so particular and picky and liking things the way that I want them, I have learned that I have done that in my relationships and in love. So it's like, I don't like this, I have a problem. I don't like this, I have a problem. And then it creates more problems. And I don't want to stick in there because after a certain number of tries, it's like, it's over for you. It's done. But I'm learning that it's a combination of different things that push you in a place of being able to love unconditionally and accept unconditional love. Because I feel like that goes both ways. You may have someone who wants to give you that type of love and you may not be ready to receive that. And then you may have someone who wants that from you and you may not be ready to give it. And I feel like it is self-work within you, experience in life, and understanding the importance of love and relationship. And it's not a relationship, it's relationship, period, with people, different interactions in your life. I find now that I just value people. When I think of a relationship with them, a friendship or whatever it may be, it's not only just with family, but outside people. I think of this person just us. I never think of what you can do for me, what you give me. How I never think about that. It's just you. Because there may be moments in time where we don't have anything to give each other but ourselves. And I find that just like on autopilot, I go into my relationships with people, which allows me to have a deeper connection and relationship and understanding of them. So I don't feel as though that is something you just get. And I'm not going to judge people who may not be there yet because it's a process.
Yeah, it is. The whole thing is a process, and it's an arduous process, right? It just it's difficult. It's not for the weak. And I always say, love is a gamble, right? Because we all have hopes and dreams of what it's going to be, and you almost never get it perfect, right? It's always something that makes it a lot more difficult than what you wanted it to be. This ain't a Disney movie, dog. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. And there is no happily ever after. There was, there's happily for a little while, and then they were at each other's throat in the kitchen. That's the part they didn't tell you about in the Disney movies, right? Or whatever. Hey, Dr. Hawk, I got you. I'll make sure you get up here, Dr. Hawk, because I want your opinion on this. It feels like today's show is moving at a different rate, because I don't feel like I should have 30 minutes left. But either which way. Pod God, what you got?
Oh gosh, that took me a lot to say. Listen, been ready. They not just been ready, but been ready is wrong. Now I was gonna say this: love is kindness, meekness. Love don't hurt. Love don't think of itself. This is biblical. This word, and this word, the world is so deep because the ruler of this world is Satan. He desensitized people from their love, because the real love has got us up breathing out. We did nothing right in our life, 40 years old, I don't know how we are, he still wakes us up every day. We tell him, no, God, I'm not going to follow you. He wakes us up still every day. So that's unconditional love. People love is conditioned. Their heart, mind's conditioned, purposely. Not because they learned it or something. Some learn it, but it's purposely because it's all me. First, mankind, first thing is self-preservation. There's very few people that walk in unconditional love. I walk in unconditional love because I even ask God, teach me and show me the way to love, how you love me, not love others. I walk in unconditional love. And then people say, no, you're not God. It's not me being God. I'm walking in something that I'm not doing what other people do. You know what I'm saying? Even in me finding my wife, and who know my wife is, she got a lot of things going on, and she got to change and stuff like that. So I'm in purpose walk and unconditional love her, regardless if she do or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where, even when y'all talk about relationships, unconditional love is, I know this person goes through some things, I know this person this way, but my love should be able to process with them so they can change until they get to that person I want them to be. If not, I still love them anyway. Because that's what God do to us.
So let me ask you this.
You got people dishonoring God. People say there's no God. Still wakes them up with breath in their body.
So I agree with you on the unconditional love thing. The way I quantify unconditional love, I'm an analogy person. So I say, regardless of the evil things that you do, if you're the best person in the world or the most evil person in the world, if we both plant an apple tree, that tree is going to give you apples because God's love is unconditional, right? So the law of God's love is unconditional, meaning if you plant something, it will grow, right? And I just don't think humans are really capable or even made to operate that way. I don't know. I think you get to a point where you can get real close to unconditional. I don't know. Unconditional is so tough to me it's so tough in my opinion to even try and quantify.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset and a heart condition that you got to work on. Trust and believe.
But hold on right quick, because I got a specific question I wanted to ask you, right? Is it possible to unconditionally love someone to a fault and it gets to a point where your loving on them becomes a lack of self-love for yourself because you're subjecting yourself to less than loving treatment. So you can have unconditional love for someone else, but through your unconditional love for them, you've now conditionalized your love for yourself.
Yeah, it could be because I had was in that type of situation a little bit, and I learned to still love them unconditionally, but don't take the bull crap. Now, when you say subjectively, I haven't changed my love for me, but I get some people can do that. So people can less love themselves and love that person unconditionally, no matter what they do. But it's a thing that you learn in the process of loving somebody. Even in my situation, if the person don't get right with the God in the time of the matter, I can say that I can walk away and give him God, and I can move on with my life. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I speak on, talk about, and I work on. So, you know what I'm saying? I told a story. I always say the story. I got robbed in high school going to school one day. And it's a young man to this day, he always apologizing for robbing me. You know, so I could get this street justice. You know, even when I was young, I was trying to fight, but older I got, every time I see him, I said, brother, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding no nothing against you. I forgive you. And to this day, every time I see him, he's still bringing it up because I guess because of guiltiness, but he look at me strange when I say, listen, man, no, I ain't got no beef, man. We know we from the same hood, same street code, but listen, I'm different now, and I love you, and I forgive you. I always tell them I forgive you because that's what type of person I am. That's the type of love I show people, no matter what.
Got you. I love it. Mimi, what you got? And then we'll go to Dr. Holt.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think people forget sometimes that love can be both a noun and a verb, right? And so just because I feel the love as a noun doesn't mean I have to show the love as a verb. So one of my sister's favorite phrases is, I will love you from a distance. And I think people forget that that's possible. I can say that I love you unconditionally. That doesn't mean I have to support what you do. That doesn't mean I have to finance your bad habits. That doesn't mean I have to stand beside you when you do the wrong thing. I can still love you. I can feel that love, but I don't have to show that love through my actions for it to still be valid. And I think that's something that a lot of people confuse. And I think they think if they walk away, then that means I don't love you. And that's not the case. So
we had this conversation a while ago. We've had so many conversations at this point, they're gonna get recycled, right? And it's cool because that's what happens. And I say the same thing, maybe. And the conclusion that I kind of came to at the time, this is one of the things, well, you can call me a flip-flop on this one, whatever, I don't care. I'm unsure if we as humans can love unconditionally in the verb. I think we can love unconditionally in the now, in the feeling, in the experience. But I can't get my mind and my heart to the space where I can say humans can love unconditionally in action. Because I can always come up with a scenario where you were doing something for someone you love just because you love them, and then they committed an act. And because of that act, I am no longer going to continue taking this action for you even though I still have the desire to do so, I still have the love within my mind and my heart to do so. I can't continue supporting you in this way, like the drug habit thing, right? I still have an affinity for you. I still love you deeply. And what we're talking about is the emotional experience of love internally, but I can't act on it the way you want me to. I may not even be able to act on it the way I want to.
But the
right?
thing is, love. Just people gotta understand, love is always action. Love is an action word. Like I said, God wakes us up because He loves us unconditionally. He wakes us up consistently. How much we disobey Him. Even when we turn His back and say there's no God, He still wakes us up. That's the action. Love always an action.
See, I think I disagree with you there.
When you do that scenario, your love is showing you, listen, I love you emotionally and physically, but I'm not gonna be your enabler. My love is I'm not gonna be here, sit here with you in your mess. I'm gonna let you hit rock bottom. Then when you wake up, I'm here for you. That's the action of love right there.
I hear that, but hold on.
But you turning your back on them and let them hit rock bottom is the action they might wake up and change their life.
I hear that, but even in that action, more than an action, it's an inaction. It's a stopping. It's a loving by subtraction, right? And subtraction is a taking away. Like to stop doing something for someone is an inaction. I'm no longer willing to take action. So though I still see, like, to me, I just don't think that love is always an action. I think I think it's an action, and I also think it's a feeling. I think it can be both. I think I can have love for you, but not act on that love because of whatever the current circumstances are. And my inactivity, I understand what you're saying, Paul God. You're saying my inactivity, my inaction is an action that goes towards love. So I mean, I think the words have us more so right in disagreement than in action what it is in actuality. For me, I think the way I quantify it is just because I feel love for you doesn't mean I'm willing to do or not do a certain thing for you, and that doesn't necessarily diminish or increase my love for the feeling of love that I have for you.
I'm gonna have to teach on that, and I'm gonna invite y'all out. I'm gonna invite y'all on the thing. Let me teach on that. Cause the people, I get what people understand it, but I'm telling you, it's sometimes we use words and it makes things complicated. Sometimes it means love is simple. I'm telling you, love is so simple. It's like I can try to tell you, because you know I'm a God-fearing person. I use my life because God loved me so much. He let me be to myself where I had to get right on track with Him. That's love. That's unconditional love. So you want to be with yourself. Fall and hit your head until you get tired of doing it. Then once you get tired of doing that, I'll be right there waiting for you. That's all I'm saying. Even when that's the scenario, you let them fall until they get tired of being in that mess, that drug habit, that all that stuff. And once they get ready to clean up themselves, you right there to love on them and bring them back to a better person. That's all it is. It's so simple. I know it's so simple, but it's an action word. It takes action and work. That's the thing we humans don't like. So sometimes the work of it.
I understand what you're saying. I would say sometimes it takes inaction, right? We're saying the same thing. Sometimes it takes doing something. Sometimes you have to do something. Sometimes you have to not do something. Now, some of us are going to quantify not doing as action, right? And that's cool. That's just the way. That's just a difference in the way the Android and iPhone software is written, right? But we're saying the same thing. But I think that I look at it as inaction because there's a point where I was willing to commit the act, right? I was willing to act. I was willing to commit the action, and now I'm not committing the action. So there's a non-action that's occurring. And so in my software, you can love through action or you can love through inaction, neither of which necessarily always quantifies the amount of feeling of love that I have for you. Let's get to Dr. Hulk. Dr. Hulk, how you feel? I see you got your rap on today, Dr. Hulk.
Oh, the rain got me. The rain.
Oh, you pump faking today. All right.
So
yeah, go ahead. What you got, Dr. Hulk?
The question, love, is it enough? And my answer is it can be, but like Mimi said, it's really subjective. And I think it really depends on what the foundation of the relationship is. if you guys are together because of love may take you to the end. But if you got together, because, and I think of my brother who, he kind of had an arranged marriage, not an arranged marriage, but, you know, he was looking for a wife. His relationship was based on, I want to be a husband and I want to be a good husband. And his wife was, it's my desire to be a wife. And love wasn't there to begin with, but I think because that's what their relationship was based on, it took them through. Like, now love did develop, you know, but
it was the foundation.
They're still together. That's the reason why while they're still together. Some people, they get into a relationship and their relationship is just a business transaction, right? So love may not be there, but if their business transaction is the foundation of that relationship, that can carry it through.
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
Now, like for me, I married for love, but there was something else. So you can marry for more than one thing. Like I married for love, and then I also married because my husband demonstrated that he was a leader and he respected me. So those things together kind of work together to help carry us on.
Now, ask a question. Can you say that most relationships, the ones that start off rocky, then find a way to love, the foundation wasn't love first? I believe you put love, if you make love the foundation, no matter what you go through, if love is the foundation right away first, and it lasts longer. It lasts through the hard times.
Not necessarily. See, I take respect over love any day, right? Because people that are, you know, there's infidelity in a relationship, you know, it's because there's a lack of respect or there's something else that's missing. Because if you respect me, if you feel like you need to go out, either one or two things are going to happen. You're going to let me know I respect you enough to tell you that this is going to happen, or I respect you enough that I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not going to cheat on you, or it's not going to be infidelity. Because, you know, we talked about this before, and sometimes love will keep you in a messed up situation, right?
Right.
Because I love him or because I love them, you know, it keeps you in a situation that may not be beneficial to you. Love will make you do some crazy things and accept crazy things.
Hold on, because I'm gonna lose it. So I'm gonna lose it. So I had two things for Dr. Hawk. You could just give me a yes or no on the first one, Dr. Hawk. Can love, like what we're talking about, like real love, right? Can love be developed from a relationship that didn't start out with love as the foundation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, got you on that. The other thing I wanted to ask you this specifically is, because I know how big you are on respect. And when you talk about it, it sounds like there is a delineation between love and respect in the way in which you see it. But in my mind, respect is just a big, like if love was a pie, right? The way you quantify it, respect is a really big piece of that pie. That's how it. I'm not saying that's how you quantify. I'm telling you, when I hear you talk about it, that's how it transforms in my mind. Like when Dr. Hawk talks about respect, she's talking about love.
Right. I mean, that happens, but I look at respect and love as two separate pies, right?
Okay.
And the piece is in the respect, because if you respect me enough, you're loyal, you're considerate, you're all these things that go in there. Now, if you're greedy like me, I like the two pies to have the love and the respect, right? And I'm not even sitting down at the table with you if I don't have both. But that's me. But there's some people that will take one over the other.
So, okay, if that's the case, then Dr. Holt, let's go down this rabbit hole a little bit. Is it possible to love someone? And this is subjective, right? I'm not asking you. I don't have a perspective. I'm just having a conversation. Is it possible to love someone and not respect them?
Yes.
Okay. Is it possible? Just because I'm compartmentalizing. I'm trying to put my mind in your mind. Is it possible to respect someone and not love them? Yes, you can't respect someone and not love them. So there is a delineation between the two. Got you. Makes sense.
No, I want to say, because I feel like you said it good. Love and respect go hand in hand in that aspect. Because I was a big time cheater. I was a big time cheater to my ex-fiance, and I respected her and I loved her, but I knew I was dealing with as a man internally. I was still selfish, I was immature, and I had no integrity. That's why I say the three things that if you see the three things, you'll find a cheater. Just me, being by my experience. So I loved her and I respect her. I just wasn't ready in that aspect as a man in that time to be the husband or the person that she's looking for in that relationship. You know
But did you truly respect her? Because my thing is like, but how do you respect somebody but you cheating on her?
Because I'm selfish. The three things: selfishness, immaturity, and lack of integrity. I was selfish. I love her, I respect her, but I'm thinking about me more. I was always like that. That's why I was only in two major relationships. I was always loving the women, respecting women, but I was so selfish of me. If it was between me and her, I'm going to feed me, make sure I'm happy first.
So real quick.
Still around respect, but I just know that I love me more.
So real quick though, what that makes me think now is how Mimi, and I'm mad that Mimi came down, how Mimi talked about love being a noun and a verb. Is that the same for respect? Right? Because like Dr. Hawk, like you're alluding to the idea that if you commit a certain action, that's not a respect. That's not an action that shows respect. It's an act that shows disrespect, right? And what Pod God is, from my software is telling me, that Pod God is saying like, no, like internally, like I have a level, I respect her, right? It's just my respect for her internally and my actions are different. So it makes me think about how, because you can have the argument as a placeholder with respect, with love, right? With any of it. And I'm just trying to figure out if that's like a kind of like a math equation, right? Like if this is applicable, if this argument is applicable for love, is this argument also applicable for respect?
Like you guys were talking, there are different types of love. I do think that there are different lanes of respect too. You may have respected her because she's a feminine woman, because she's this, she's that, right? But there's an aspect in that relationship that you did not respect her enough, that you chose to cheat and you chose to be selfish. Because when it comes to certain things in regards to a relationship, you're gonna respect her for what she is, but you may have that level of disrespect that does cause you to go out to cheat. And that disrespect, the root of it may have been you and your selfishness, because you were not ready to be in that relationship where you're fully respecting that other person.
Right. No, that's facts. No, that's facts. Trust me, listen. When I felt that lost, I ain't been in a relationship since 2017. She left me in 2017. I've been working on myself since 2017 or up to now. I'm still working on myself. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that, and and it's good to talk about that. I learned that, but that love, I always love her. Like, she called me to this day. She married, happy, called me this day to ask for advice, or you know what I'm saying, like a big brother, something like that. Because I have, and she's proud of me because she's seen the difference and the growth of me changing. Because She know me. She know me. I be out in the streets, but I've been sitting down at home for years now. You want something here? It's a big change, but yeah, I tell you that right there, boy. All of it is deep. All of it is deep because we keep putting words and stuff. I be trying to make things so simple for people. Even when I teach, I try to make it so simple because we can go deep in. They can get deeper even in this. It's a lot of deepness through it. I just want to make it simple to people when I first talk about love. That's all I wanted to do. But yeah, it's a good thing, man. You got,
And you said something that made me like kind of back up on something because you asked the question about respect and love. I want to just say, like, in a romantic relationship, you can definitely respect without the love, but it was something else. It's a different, and you said something that made me think, because there are people that, I have no love for at all, and they get on my nerves, but I will respect them because they may take a certain stance on something, right? I respect them for being consistent. They may be consistent in some bull-ish, but I may respect them for their consistency. So, right. I forget what you said that made that pop into my mind.
Nah, but that's a good point though, because I mean, that to me, that alludes to the idea that you can have an affinity for an attribute of a person without fully delving into admiration for them, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like it's people that I disagree with that I have 100% respect for, right? In that particular domain, because they 10 toes down on what it is they believe, and especially like, even like if you look at like if you take like some political arguments, there are people who make political arguments and they're in disagreements, but that both of these sides genuinely believe that what they think is what's best for everybody. They just disagree on how do we get to this point. And there's a level of respect that you have for that person being willing to try and help in the way that they think things should go, right? And you just disagree with them in principle, but from a heart space, and that's really important too, is like when you start connecting with people, we talk about this in the Emotions Aloud class, when you connect with people emotionally, it's easier to communicate with them. It's easier to have a difference of opinions and disagreements, because what we both share is that we may want better, right? If Dr. Hawk and I disagree, if I say, the tax rate should be 20% and Dr. Hawk says it should be 30%, and we're arguing about that, but we're both saying, well, I want this because I think it works better for us collectively, then when we had that argument, we don't have to worry about name calling or being disrespectful, because what we both want is what's best for the group. We just disagree on how do we get there,
Right. Yeah, and this is the other thing too, like, and I've said this before, about the foundation and the love piece, we asked the question, why are marriages breaking up at such a large rate? I think love is there, but what they're loving is not creating that solid foundation. You have a lot of people that's in love with the idea of being married as opposed to having a solid marriage. So it depends on, again, how they go in. If you're going in with being in love with an idea as opposed as the person, y'all got some work to do to make it work.
So Dr. Hall, I got a question for you, and then we'll talk about this for a couple of minutes and then we'll close, right? And we're talking about intimate love. And so this is just it's kind of like a question. I'm trying to figure something out. I think about how we idealize love. We idealize love based on what we saw, right? Or what we didn't see, right? Either what we saw or what we didn't see. That being the case, then it's almost like every time when we get to the age where we start experiencing intimate love and what we think it should be, it's always based on an idea until we go through the experience and find out that it's not what the idea that we learned or we saw or didn't see. Is something that occurs in actuality between two people. So it's like on the job training, but because like, it's like I watched my father drive a car. So this is what driving a car feels like until I get behind the wheel. And I'm like, oh, this isn't exactly what the idea of what I thought it was. I couldn't see my father's feet working the pedals. I thought he was just moving the steering wheel.
Yeah,
So yeah.
So yeah, and that's the thing, because everything doesn't show itself, from the beginning. And I say it all the time, my situation is different. We moved pretty quickly, my husband and I, but it just so happened that it worked. But I do think that you need to really, truly vet the person that you are looking to marry and see how they are around their family, see how they react, to stress, see how, so you can get some type of insight. So when you are together, it's not like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, so.
Yeah.
I learned to manifest. Like I said, I've been working on myself since I learned to manifest what I want out of my mate. Mm-hmm. That's just a principle thing in life. If you manifest good things, you get good things out of life. If you manifest bad things, you get it back bad too. So I learned that even in my wife to be, I manifested love, conditional love that I want her to display to me like I'm doing. I'm displaying it to others, displaying it to myself. So it's a work. That's the word.
It is.
It works. That's the word you can learn.
Yeah, and that's true. And manifestation is key. And this is why, law of attraction, I really truly think that it's a thing. It's a lot of men out here saying that I want this type of one, but they're not manifesting that because they're focused on the negative, like the whole defund 304 things. Like, how you gonna get a woman when your focus and your platform is to defund them instead of you focusing on what you want in your life?
Right. Them coming from guys that's been hurt and not healed and worked on themselves to not to be hurt by women like that no more. It's always a working on yourself. That's what people realize. And I believe, and I'm on camera, I gotta jump on some of this. I believe marriage is not for the selfishness, for the selfish people. And it's me being selfish. I know for a fact. I've been married at 21, and it should have never been married. But I learned in that we both are selfish. We came to a union, but marriage is not for the selfish. If you're still selfish, stay single until you get that out of you.
All right, cool.
That's my advice.
I appreciate you, Pod God. My man, be good.
I mean, listen, y'all teaching me. Listen, I thought myself retarded, but I learned a lot from you. I'm telling you.
Good. All right, brother. We appreciate you. All right. Yep. Peace out.
Bye, doctor.
All right.
All right, Preston. Before you go.
Oh, he left.
He left.
What were you gonna ask him? In case you need me to remember for next time.
I was just gonna ask him if he has an attendant now, because I've seen Preston around sometime, like if he has someone.
An attendant?
An intended, if he's.
Oh, an intended, like someone that. Oh. Yeah. I thought he said he was married.
Like that.
I thought he said he was married. I thought he said he was married, or did he used to be married?
No, I don't think he. I think he. It sounds like he met someone.
Oh, okay.
In church, because he was single before.
Okay, because I hear him talk about. I hear him say my wife, but I don't know. But then he talked about how he messed it up.
His wife.
Yeah. Then he said he's manifesting his wife. But this is what I was gonna say, Dr. Hawk, because you talked about the guys. You talked about the guys wanting to manifest a wife that is the quality that they want a wife to be, but they can't do it. They have a difficult time doing it because they complain about all the 304s, right? And the thought that crossed my mind about manifestation was this: I don't think it's so much that you manifest something externally. I think you manifest a version of yourself that needs to be in existence to get the things that you want. So, right. So I think there's a shortcoming in the actionable process of trying to find, and for this example, just a placeholder, trying to find the right wife, right? You can't find the right wife because you're not the right husband. You're not the right man. So you have to figure out how to manifest the version of yourself that can attract, right, that woman that you want. And I think a lot of the times we get into a negative thought cycle or emotional cycle. So we're manifesting a version of ourselves that isn't worthy of attracting that which it is that we want.
Yeah. And I think that there is a difference between manifestation and a law of attraction, right? Manifestation is intentional, right? You're speaking things in the affirmative. So get off of there, dog. I'm sorry. You're speaking things in affirmative because you want that to appear, but the law of attraction is what's coming to you because of what you're putting out. So I do agree with what you said. Is, you know, are they really manifesting that negative? Possibly, but when you think of manifestation, it's just like those I am statements. I am, you know, successful. I am here. You know what I'm saying?
So like I think that they work hand in hand, like the laws of nature work hand in hand. Like gravity is a law, right? And then there's the laws of physics and the law, maybe gravity is a law of physics. I don't know, right? But I think there's different laws of nature that all work in accordance for things to come together. And maybe, you know, maybe like if you say the manifestation is that I am, then you have to I am yourself to be what it is that, and that's more than just saying it, like you have to do it, but you have to I am yourself.
Hey, real quick, you want to do a better job of managing your emotions? Or maybe you just want to be able to overcome the incessant thinking that's occurring in your mind. Or maybe you're just looking for a community of open-minded people to share ideas and having a safe space to land in and express yourself. If so, go to IamChellsX.com and get your Take Your Power Back membership today. And through doing so, that'll help you take your power back, baby. Peace.
As a manifestation technique, I guess you could say, which then sets into motion the other laws, right? The law of attraction, because whatever you are, you can manifest yourself, right? You can manifest yourself into being what it is that you want to be. That's positive and negative, right? Like you could manifest yourself into a crackhead and you're going to be around a bunch of crack. Right. And so what I guess what I'm saying is, because you've manifested yourself as someone who's an addict, you will now, the law of attraction says, oh, you've manifested yourself as this is what you will now attract. But can you not manifest a version of yourself and still attract that which it is you want?
Yes. So,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a deep question.
Yeah, that is a deep question. I understand what you're saying, because, you know, sometimes you see some stuff and you be like, he that type of person, but he got this, you know, like how that happened. So things may sometimes happen, but I think I look at both manifestation and, the law of attraction piece. They're both a version of reaping and sowing. You're reaping what you're sowing. Yeah.
I agree there. So I'm trying to think, like, I do think you can, on some level, I think you can not be the manifested version that you need to be in order to attract something, but you can still attract it. But I think what happens is that, think about people. Okay, so think about it like this. Think about somebody who hits the lottery and blows it, right? So you manifested a version of yourself, right? That's enough to be a millionaire, but you're not really the manifested version of it. So it's a lot more difficult for you to maintain it and to cultivate a relationship with the attracted thing for it to work in your life the way you truly want it to, because you're still not that manifested version that you need to be.
And that's what you said, that because the thing is, like, can you truly hold on to it though? That's what you said, like, I
don't think so.
You said like a millionaire, I
don't think so. And I also don't think you have to be the perfectly manifested version of yourself to attract it or to hold on to it, right? Because say like you or I, right? Like you or I, we're workers, right? We get paid good salaries. We haven't manifested a version of ourselves that makes us say millionaires, right? But we have manifested ourselves enough in a wealth mind state to say, okay, the Mega Millions is 835 million, right? So I'm sure you or I, if we hit the Mega Millions for 835 million, we're gonna do something dumb, right? And we're gonna do something smart. So there's an aspect of us that's manifested to say, well, out of 835 million, I mean, I could just take 100 million and put it somewhere, keep it safe. And if I blow the other 735, I'm good, right? So we've manifested enough of ourselves to say, I can handle some millions, maybe not all of it. And maybe that's why some people can manifest enough of a version of themselves to attract some of it and keep some of it. And some of them you can manifest it and not keep it at all. What level of manifestation of yourself, identity, have you manifested? This is a really good conversation, though. Really good. Okay, so if anybody else wants to come up, you can. I got a little bit more time because my babies haven't gotten back yet. I haven't heard the garage. If not, I'm gonna sign off. So y'all let me know. Who's J-Rock 4930? I don't know who that is. I don't know. This has been a good show, and I don't want to have to mess up my editing. Anyway, Dr. Hawk, what you got in close? What you got in close, Dr. Hawk, or anything that we've discussed today?
Well, I mean, just back to the question, love, is it enough? If your foundation and your purpose is love, it is enough. But usually love is paired with someone else. I mean, you can have two people that say, oh, we're just getting married because we love each other. But I think it's something else that has to be paired with that. To say it's love plus this. Like I said, my two pies I want in front of me is love and respect. But I'll put the respect pie first before the love pie. I
got you. And I think what you're alluding to is what Ben Ready talks about, is that there's always some other aspect outside of love that drives people together. And I think that's his point. And I agree with him I agree with him a lot, just not all the way through, because I think it gets to a point where if you stick around with somebody long enough, you go through enough things with them, then you don't have any concern about what they can do for you or what they can't do for you. You just love them because you just love them at this point.
And something just popped in my mind too. It's like why I put respect over love, because if you think about it, if you think of respect, the outcomes and the interactions are always going to have a positive outcome, right? Mm-hmm. But when you come to love, because love can make us do crazy-ish and deal with a lot of different stuff, some of the outcomes and the things with love may not always be good for us. Respect, it'll always be good for us.
I think that's a really good point, right? Because we know that love can be toxic, right? Like, if you're arguing that love's toxic, that love can't be toxic, then I don't really know how to have that conversation with you, right? But we never talk about respect being toxic, right?
Right.
We never talk about like I say, I might dislike you. I might not like you. I might not like you at all, right? But I may have a certain level of respect for you. I can have a high level of respect for you and not like you based on, say, your honesty, right? Your level of integrity, the ways in which you treat people. We may have ideological differences and I still have a high level of respect for you. And because I have a high level of respect for you, I'm going to make sure that our interactions aren't toxic.
Right.
Right. So that's interesting. That's really good. So it's been a good show. What do I think? Pod Guy said something, and this is my close. Pod Guy, him and I were having, we were all having that discussion about love being an action or an inaction. I think that more than anything, right? I think that love is a choice. I think that love is something that you choose to do. And I'm not saying that you can't fall in love. I'm not saying that love can't befall you. You can't trip into it. But if you're talking about sustainability, you're talking about a bunch of choices over an extended amount of time that take you and your loved one towards the best possible outcome for y'all. And so those choices are what lead to actions and inactions, right? Because an inaction is a choice and an action is a choice. In either which way, if you make the more correct choices you make, the better chance you have of making it last.
Right.
Right. So you choose love. The more you choose love, the more things will last. And that could be to the good or to the bad, for real. Because you could choose to stay in something that's bad because you love that person so much. That's just if we're talking about longevity. That's kind of how I see it. We'll continue the conversation another day. In the meantime, you can go to IamCharlesX.com, get your Take Your Power Back membership. You got your Mars Mindset membership, on-demand replays. Powerful membership, on-demand replays, access to the lives, jump into the conversation, have the conversation with us. Divinely Unique membership, that's the one with the classes and everything else under it, right? And then you get into your one-on-one life coaching memberships, which has everything in the Divinely Unique packages. You get the classes, you get the lives, you get the on-demand replays, and you get your one-on-one sessions. Everything has a discount for the first month. That's going to start October the 2nd. So on Monday, we come with a little bit of a different style. It'll be similar to Freestyle Friday. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Chelsea, you say I got on a hoodie. Oh yeah, I got on a hoodie. Divinely Unique hoodie. I gotta get a new one. I gotta find out if I can find a way to get them to stitch it on because I don't like how it's faded. But yeah, IamCharlesXstore.com. You get you some merch. I'm gonna start working on some new merch soon too. I already got some hats that I made. So yeah, IamCharlesX.com. Take your power back memberships. And if you don't want a membership but you still want to join the live, you can get a 1-day pass for the Mars Mindset for $1.09. Mr. Rain told me to say it that way. And on the Freestyle Friday, you can get a 1-day pass for $3.99. That's it. That's all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. In the meantime, in between time, take your power back, baby. Peace.
Oh, Voices from Venus tomorrow. Julie just asked. She said, "Are you doing Voices from Venus with me, Charles, or no?"
I don't have anything planned. I don't see why I could. What Julie said she can't do it?
Well, she in New Orleans. She's in NOLA. You know what, Julie? When you said NOLA, I'm thinking you talk about
the girl.
Messy NOLA. My bad.
Yeah. Shout out to Cindy. Cindy say all memberships are nicely priced. Yep. Got the prices good. I really want people to, if I just be honest, right? The people who, if you're not looking for a life coach, but you just want to be a part of the community and you really want to get down with us, the Divinely Unique one is the one that I really want to see people sign up for because I really want people to be in the classes to help improve themselves and improve me as a coach, as a teacher, and all of that good stuff. So I say an instructor, however you choose to put it. But either which way, yeah, we can, I don't have anything planned tomorrow, I don't think, so I'll be there. Okay. Good to go. Cool. In the meantime, in between time, take your power back. IamCharlesX.com. Take your power back memberships. Peace.